Good evening and welcome to UBC News Tonight, today on the 11th of July 2026. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha and thank you so much for watching UBC TV as we inspire Uganda. The Prime Minister of Uganda, Robert Nabbanja, has appealed to all Ugandans to prioritize LC1 elections because of its basis of leadership and service delivery in Uganda. Nabbanja made the remarks today while meeting leaders from different parts of the country who called on her at her country home in Kakomiro to thank God for the gift of leadership. The Electoral Commission has scheduled the 28th of July as the voting date, which will be conducted by lining up. Details on this story.
Ndanga muntu kintu kikuru kusaba oba voters card nankaro voters location slip ati abantu abakusinga bakabandika endanga muntu bakwenda kuitawa mukarurukano baite endanga muntu ziremeireyo tuzikwije message bazitungira ira amasimu mbwese andanga muntu zikaturuka baitu tuzikwika tutumanyira abwaki.
This must be a national problem.
It is.
So I will inform the president for us to get money so that the whole country can be covered. Ekiaro chikuru muno. Ndugire Kampala nyijjano akyaro. Awo kuba ensibuko yange eri kamusenene naye nkafurukayo nagarukana. Tuliamu abarungi. Buli natereraga kamusenene naye ati nkarugayo anoonyikara. Akaruruka ekyaro omuntu araaraho oba akolerawo ati nyewenda alano mulango nzire kwewandikisa n'abandi okundoleraho n'abandi kundoleraho bakamanya exercise ya maani muri prime minister akurugira hona wakarugire akayijana kintu kikuru muno
mazire kutaya mu register zona ibiri
ojiboine baina kukebera ndanga muntu yawe bakarora bibahandikire munu bikwisana isana nebirinka ndanga muntu sati abandi baraba baine babisandira sandaliramu kana karukero siwanu kakuru naye itwa aba NRM tukakomaira tukakoma mwaka ogwoire gwali mwezi gwa katano gwa mukaga. Yes, tukakomaira itwa ababendera zaitu bakozireki kandi muramu abakomere buri mutewengera kwechusa ati katuleto wanu no tuliamu abarungi tujja genda na bitwa haire ende eranya nicho kindesirano maje tuina kukoma wabendera
kubanga senga teyaliona fewaffe senga tewakyali NRM tuli mu NRM lwa Nabbanja mu Buganda mukimanyi tubadde ne Kyagulanyi kakati nze ndi Wambogo ne Kyagulanyi Wambogo ne Nabbanja Wambogo naye era ffe twaga nti affe tusigala ku NRM tetujja genda mu people power tuli ba Museveni tumufiirako eranga bwabagambe bannange temuzanyisa akalulu kero si wano.
That you have a jewel in what? In your hands. And for that reason, and it is the reason that you have always voted for her to be your what? Your MP. Kakumiro NRM supporters, Baresire Mbuzi. Sako. Kakumiro NRM Sako, Baresire Mbuzi. Mwebali. Baresire kota zebitoke.
The Director for Mobilization in the NRM Secretariat, Rosemary Seninde, has urged party supporters to actively support local council leaders affiliated with the NRM, saying that the grassroots positions are critical in strengthening service delivery and the party's presence in communities. Sudat Kaye reports.
Seninde made the remarks while meeting members of the Buganda Political Forum, a group bringing together people involved in the fishing sector from across the central region.
I now want to urge all our NRM family not to forget that the 23rd is the determinant of the leaders we are going to have as women leaders. We should, and I want to appeal to you, to vote for NRM women leaders in the Women Council. Because these are the people who are going to work with the president, with the NRM family, the NRM government, to ensure that services reach you. Because everything starts at the village. Challenges are seen at the village, because that is where service delivery is supposed to be implemented. So it's the reason I call upon all of you to vote for NRM.
She emphasized that local council leaders play a key role in mobilizing communities and implementing government programs, calling on NRM supporters to rally behind them ahead of future political activities.
I wouldn't want to expose our strategies. I wouldn't want to expose our strategies, but of course as a party, we are ready and we are prepared to ensure that we win this election. In 2026, probably people didn't know that we would win to that magnitude. But because of our strategies and because of the good work the president had done, the good message we had, and the candidate we had, is the reason we got that overwhelming margin.
Seninde also encouraged the forum to expand its membership beyond Buganda so that more Ugandans can benefit from the group's economic empowerment initiatives.
I want to appreciate because they came to see me to get more information, more knowledge, and more guidance and connections and networks on how they can be able to develop their projects. I'm very excited that they're doing a wonderful project, and that is a fishing project. I want to thank them because they are very good examples to others. From what I have learned about this organization is that they have various, their membership is from all over Central Region, from all the districts of Uganda. In fact, I have urged them that maybe it should not stop only in Uganda.
Seninde pledged to link the group with the minister in charge of fisheries to explore opportunities that can improve productivity and boost members' livelihoods.
I know there have been so many challenges in the fishing industry, but once we use the examples of such a team, such a group, I believe our people's income will change, will improve. So I think that is one thing that I have really appreciated, and I have promised we are going to work with them to ensure that they get a chance to meet the minister in charge of fisheries and of course other opportunities.
Leaders of the Buganda Political Forum said the association has undertaken several initiatives aimed at improving welfare of its members through fishing and related economic activities.
Tukolera Kalangala gye tulina pilot project yaffe weeri ku kyalo ky'e Asangu. Tulunda ebyennyanja bino mu nkola ya cage farming wansi wa aquaculture program.
They expressed optimism that closer collaboration with government will strengthen the sector and create more opportunities for communities that depend on fishing for their livelihoods. For UBC News, I am Sudat Kaye.
Thank you so much, Sudat Kai. The Uganda Police Force has identified new crime hotspots where organized criminal gangs are exploiting rapidly expanding urban centers, busy highways, entertainment areas and rural communities to commit robberies, steal vehicle number plates and livestock and carry out murders. While security agencies say sustained intelligence-led operations have weakened several notorious criminal networks, new hotspots continue to emerge, as you're about to witness with Regan in the next story.
Identified hotspots are spread across Kampala metropolitan and neighboring areas, with police attributing the trend to the activities of organized criminal gangs involved in robbery, murder, theft of vehicle number plates and livestock. According to police, the hotspots have been mapped through intelligence-led operations and crime analysis aimed at strengthening deployment and crime prevention measures. In Kampala Metropolitan East, the identified crime hotspots include Mutungo Zone, Bajjo Setamukono, Kamocha, Mulimira, Vukoto, Kisasi, Naguru, Chanja, Chebando, Nsoba, and the Northern Bypass Corridor. In Kira Division, the identified crime hotspots include Namgongo, Najera, Chaliwajala, Kireka, Bweyogerere, Bulindo. In Old Kampala, the identified crime hotspots include Kisenyi, Nankulabye, Kawala, Kasubi, Luzaze, Lugala, Lubya, Bukesa, Blue Room, New Park. In Katwe Division, the identified crime hotspots include Ndeba, Najanankumbi, Katwe Kinyoro, Makindye, Kivuye, Kikajjo, Ndeje, Masajja, Nyanama. In Kabalagala policing area, the identified crime hotspots include Nsambya, Namuwongo, Wabigalo, Kansanga, Gaba, Bukasa, Kivuli. Despite the identification of new hotspots, police say the overall crime situation improved in 2025. The annual crime report 2025 indicates that reported crime rate reduced from 218,715 cases in 2024 to 196,405 cases in 2025, representing a percentage of 10.2% decline. The national crime rate also fell from 776 victims per 100,000 people in 2024 to 427 victims per 100,000 people in 2025. However, Kampala Metropolitan South, particularly in Makinde Division, recorded the highest number of reported crimes at 13,950 cases. It was followed by Rizi, Kampala Metropolitan North, North Choga, and Kampala Metropolitan East.
The government, through the Office of the State House Comptroller, is set to implement the payment of Kasimo to former members of Parliament, fulfilling a pledge President Yoweri Museveni made in 2016. Presenting the executive report at the annual general meeting of the Association of Parliamentary Alumni of Uganda, Chairperson Jacqueline Chatwaire said that the association is finalizing the submission of members' details to State House to facilitate the process. Take a look.
Former members of parliament have held a spirited debate over whether they should continue waiting for the Kasimo gratuity that President Yoweri Museveni promised them in 2016, while some former legislators said they have lost hope and believe it is time to focus on rebuilding their visibility and pursuing other opportunities. Others insisted they should continue pushing government to fulfill the pledge.
Give us the real position of this Kasimo. I really don't believe in it. If it is not there, let it not be there. To me, members, let us focus on our visibility.
Say these people are not so many. We can look after them. So I think we should not give up. Even when we are still trying to do what we can do to attract visibility.
The debate followed a presentation by the outgoing chairperson of the Parliamentary Alumni Association of Uganda, PAO, Jacqueline Chatwaire, during the association's 5th annual general meeting at Parliament. Chatwaire told members that the matter has now been forwarded to the State House Comptroller for implementation.
Following sustained engagement with His Excellency the President, I'm pleased to report that the matter has now been formally transmitted to the Office of the State House Comptroller for administrative processing.
The association also launched a health insurance scheme in partnership with IC Lions Insurance, which will provide medical coverage for its members.
The opportunity to officially launch the health insurance scheme for former members of Parliament, the PAO. Thank you. And
that even though it is still individual contribution, if you sit down and compute how much money each one of you is using on medical related expenses, you realize that insurance option will remain cheaper.
During the meeting, the association elected a new executive leadership to steer the Parliamentary Alumni Association forward.
Dora Byamukama to be as the incoming chair of PAO.
The new executive will take my advice that we will look forward now to making some jackets, like I've seen in Kenya and Tanzania.
Giving it to the incoming leaders of PAO, we want visibility so that our major objective should be in economic development.
And for MPs who have been cut out of the pension scheme, I think it is not too late to redeem. So let us ask the incoming executive to follow up with that one.
Members also expressed mixed views on the need for greater recognition of former legislators and the role they continue to play in national development. I'm Nafka Farida at Parliament.
Members of Parliament have raised a range of concerns affecting their constituents. During the 6th and 7th sitting of the 12th Parliament, the legislators used the opportunity provided by Speaker Thomas Tayewa to present pressing issues from their respective constituencies, highlighting challenges faced by the people they represent. The concerns were directed to the Prime Minister, who as the leader of government business responded to the matters raised by the members of Parliament, providing updates and clarifications on the government's position. The sessions offered a platform for members of Parliament to bring grassroots issues to the attention of government and seek interventions on matters affecting communities across the country.
Followed by Honorable Kakoza. Right Honorable Speaker, my name is Shaka Stephen, MP Entire Municipality. Our children are dropping out after primary 7 in Chigungu Ward. We don't have a nearby government secondary school. The students have to walk over 12 kilometers. The other thing we're also seeing, the fishermen in Chigungu, Bugonga, Guda, and Chiwogo are having a challenge with the 12 million or 8 million shilling boat or gears, the engines and proper nets.
We have raised 2 questions to our Prime Minister, questions that are pertinent to our people of Entebbe. The people of Chigungu, they're about 2,970. They have a challenge of the secondary school.
Definitely, Mr. Speaker, Sironko, among other districts in the Elgon region, have faced landslide problems every single year. Sironko has lost people and cattle and land, arable land, annually because of landslides. I raise on the matter of national importance because we have 1,645 victims who have not been relocated, and the cracks which were formed are expanding. We're expecting El Nino rains, and the science is the rain seeps and further drags the soil.
Honorable Speaker, for the past 3 weeks, Bugirimain Hospital has had no essential medicine, forcing many patients to buy medicine from the private pharmacies. Right Honorable Speaker, my question to the Prime Minister, given the urgency of the matter, how soon can you cause the NMS to deliver medicine to the Bugirimain Hospital so that our people get saved?
More than a decade after construction began, the Lango Cultural Institutional Palace remains incomplete, with cultural leaders raising concern over the slow progress of the project. The Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, Alex Kakoza, has reaffirmed government's commitment to completing the palace, saying that more than 1 billion Ugandan shillings paid to the contractor has been recovered and a new contractor identified to continue the works. Ivan Kahwa has a detailed report.
The construction of the Lango Cultural Institution Palace has remained incomplete for more than a decade, raising concern among cultural leaders over the prolonged delay. The leaders met with the Permanent Secretary, Office of the Prime Minister, Alex Kakoza, to assess the status of the project and discuss the way forward. The delegation toured the proposed palace site, where old structures that currently house the institution's offices, including that of the Paramount Chief, remain in use.
See the office of the Wonyachi, that building. If this office is supposed to be within the premise of OPM, I think you'll wake up in the morning and order for demolition. And also, you will even ask who are those ones who are still maintaining that building.
The leaders say the former contractor diverted funds meant for the project and failed to pay subcontractors, bringing construction to a standstill.
Your office gave CMD first installment 900 million. Then 400 million was given again after. 130 million was given. That money, I think the total is about 1.4 billion, if I'm good at calculating. That money was not used here in Lango.
According to the Permanent Secretary, the government has recovered all the monies that were paid to the contractor, and the matter has been forwarded to the Anti-Corruption Unit for further action.
When you are contracting, you commit to meet the obligations, you as a contractor. When you don't, then I go and claim that money. So I've claimed from him 1,069,969,140. That is in advance payment. I've also claimed 355,989,313 in damages. That's what I have liquidated his performance guarantee.
The Lao Culture Institution has identified a local contractor to take over the project, with the government pledging to work through Lira District Local Government to oversee its implementation and completion.
We have also written a letter introducing Samco Construction Company to USA.
We may not be able to deal directly with a cultural institution. We want Lira District to enter into an MOU with us. Then it will be them to source the contractor. You working with them, you source the contractor. You have already mentioned the contractor you want. We want them to be the ones now to enter into that MOU. Then our job now will be to look for money.
The institution is also seeking support to construct or renovate the residence of the former cultural leaders as efforts to restore the kingdom's infrastructure continue. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News.
In more stories tonight, the Office of the Prime Minister is supporting the construction of new classroom blocks in part of the Teso sub-region as government moves to improve learning conditions in schools. The Permanent Secretary Office of the Prime Minister, Alex Kakoza, has inspected Anyara Moro Primary and Swagere Community Secondary Schools' ongoing projects. He says there's value for money and the government will continue to support the education sector.
The Permanent Secretary, Office of the Prime Minister, Alex Kakoza, has inspected ongoing school construction projects in Kalaki and Kaberamaido districts aimed at improving learning conditions for pupils and students in the Teso sub-region. The classroom blocks projects are being constructed under the Ministry of Teso Affairs program, which is implementing 6 similar education projects across the Teso sub-region. Kakoza began his inspection at Anyaramoro Primary School in Kalaki district, where a 3-classroom block is nearing completion.
School has increased access and also improved the quality of education in that place, because the school had very few classrooms, and because of that they could only accommodate about 200 learners.
But by the initiation of this project, we now see that we are going to decongest these classrooms, making learning easy, and it will be my input to see to it that we improve the results in the schools.
The school currently has an enrollment of about 1,200 pupils, served by only 11 teachers.
So we would ask also the office to take this up, that with time we are lifted up in as far as the staffing is concerned.
From Kalaki, Kakoza proceeded to Swagere Community Secondary School in Kaberamaido district, where the government invested an additional 150 million shillings to expand classroom space.
The nearest secondary school from here is 12 kilometers away. So that means very many of our learners have been idle in the villages. But at least this is going to improve accessibility and the continuity of our learners.
The work has progressed. The classrooms are being used, but the work is not yet where it should be. And I think it's basically our problem now as OPM to make sure we budget and send the balance of the money to the local administration of Kaberamaido to be able to complete that work. So we want to thank our Ministry of Teso Affairs that has implemented the 2 projects in addition to the other 6 projects that they are doing.
School leaders say enrollment has continued to rise, with the new classrooms expected to ease congestion and create room for more learners. Ivan Kahwa, UBC.
Thank you so much, Ivan Kawa. The government has reaffirmed its commitment to supporting the faith-based creative industry through its various empowerment programs. The commitment was conveyed by the head of Operation Wealth Creation, General Khaled Salim Saleh Akandwanaho, in a message delivered on his behalf by Lieutenant Colonel Ronald Lubade during the official launch of the Vigor Awards 2026 Harmony 360 initiative at the Ministry of Finance.
The Harmony 360 initiative under the Vigor Awards has been officially launched in a move aimed at strengthening Uganda's faith-based creative industry. The launch brought together officials from the Ministry of Finance, the Office of the Prime Minister, members of the creative industry, and development partners, among other stakeholders. The initiative is expected to promote talent development, foster innovation, and create economic opportunities for faith-based artists and content creators.
Congratulate the Victoria Gospel Academy, VIGA, for this undertaking and for its continued commitment to empowering the faith-inspired creatives to transform communities through art, media, mentorship, and innovation.
Organizers described the Harmony 360 as a platform designed to empower faith-based creatives, while calling on government to ensure their inclusion in national development.
Not so much of that is captured in the status of this country or national data. Yes, you are here. I don't know whether you know how many choirs we have in this country. I don't know whether you know how many gospel artists we have. We have UNMS, Uganda National Musicians Federation, but they don't capture all of us. We are working out relationships so that we can be able to harmonize that. But they have a few members who are gospel artists. But the domain that I talked about, they don't capture it. We have the Federation of Gospel Artists of Uganda. We are VIGA federates. And we are trying our level best to harmonize ourselves into the government structures.
The head of Operation Wealth Creation, General Richard Salim Saleh Akandwanaho, in a message delivered by Lieutenant Colonel Ronald Lubade, reaffirmed the government's commitment to supporting the growth of the faith-based creative industry.
When you talk of tenfold growth, I have analyzed it from page 1 to the last, and it's in a complete big diary. But in there, you are there. There is a nice word called enablers, those who make things happen. And that's where they want to put money, especially nascent. That's an English word meaning those which are like babies, nascent. So you are nascent.
He, however, urged members of the sector to register in the national database to enable effective planning, coordination, and access to government support programs.
That government works on paper. Not on words, on paper. Remember that. If you don't have data on paper, they don't kind of see you. You engage them in a conversation. But from today, government wants to know jobs, as the president says. Wealth creation, jobs creation. Wealth creation, as the president says, job creation. Get the data.
The Harmony 360 initiative under the Victoria Gospel Academy will culminate in the main awards ceremony on 26th September 2026, following a series of regional editions to be held across the country. Amwae Vanjuko, reporting for UBC.
In more news, the Busoga sub-region Ghetto Structure Leaders Retreat, organized by the Special Presidential Assistant, Person Mobilization Al-Haj Farouk Chironda, in conjunction with Uganda Police's Crime Intelligence, has officially commenced at Chigulu Cultural Gardens in Iganga town, bringing together ghetto leaders from across the region for a 3-day capacity building program. The program is running under the theme Empowering the Ghettos for a Crime-Free Society.
Poliisi kozitugwa mu bantu so kyokola kyonna kyonna kirina okuba nga kigemagana n'abantu bye benda. Then respect, empisa, edda obuntu being fair, then accountability. Buli kyokola kyonna kyonna balina okubuuza ekyo kikoze mu mateeka. And you have you have the powers. Article 1 of this constitution empowers you. You are here because of that. Because timuli bakozi baki. Now nabasigaire you abatali wano because you are now delegates. You are representing the entire Busoga sub-region. We want you to help us to do that, spread the gospel. We remain with the contacts. We fight crime together. Solving ifwebene nga abasoga wazira muntu aida kulakulanya Busoga okugwe Kampala okutukoba nti mwoche yiganga nga bwe bali babakobye mu previous elections iganga nimwo mwatandika ekintu kino ekyo kumena amateeka mumena amateeka mwoche yiganga ewugwe ngali bulungi. So we wanted to avoid that in all the mind.
Moving on, the head of Ghetto Affairs in State House, Major Emma Kutesa, has urged youth living in ghettos across Uganda to remain united, organized and committed to hard work, saying they now have an opportunity to compete for government contracts and employment opportunities. He made the remarks during the launch of an initiative aimed at connecting organized ghetto groups to job opportunities in government, ministries, departments and agencies.
Organized under the Ghetto Structures Initiative, youth from different ghettos have launched a circle and completed the necessary preparations to begin bidding for government contracts. The initiative seeks to enable them to undertake public works such as road maintenance, cleaning services, electrical wiring, building maintenance, landscaping and other skilled jobs. The National Coordinator of Ghetto Structures, Shafiq Kalyango, says the youth have acquired the skills required to execute the work and are now calling upon government ministries, KCCA and other public institutions to give them an opportunity to compete for contracts.
Upon all the government ministries and entities to come in ghetto offices, in ghetto structures to get manpower. For us as ghetto structures, what we have is the manpower. We are having a lot of people, skilled and unskilled ones.
The youth say they are determined to prove that they can deliver quality services and contribute to national development if given them. Eric Ruswata, who is contesting for the chairmanship of Kigali Zone in Kisenyi, says the empowerment programs have transformed the mindset of many young people. Speaking at the event, Major Emma Kutesa encouraged the youth to remain disciplined, avoid underestimating themselves, and continue working together through organized ghetto structures.
We have been checking the lists of the companies of our suppose which the president started in the ghettos. Now they have reached the level of organizing themselves to start competing in leading in jobs in KCC. They want to start also.
Further revealed that together with General James Damulira, they will continue touring ghettos across the country to monitor youth empowerment programs and ensure that government initiatives are improving livelihoods.
So they are requesting the kids also to consider how to give them a hand.
Official is responsible for administering the restocking program in the Teso sub-region have been accused of extortion and foul play in the implementation process. The Minister of State for Teso Affairs, Dr. Kenneth Ongalo, revealed this shortly after interacting with some of the program's beneficiaries in the region. We have details for this story.
In the last financial year, government allocated 80 billion shillings for the first phase of the restocking program in the Acholi, Lango and Teso sub-regions. Following the allocation of funds, Cabinet agreed that the program should prioritize vulnerable people who had never benefited from any government program in the respective regions. However, in the Teso sub-region, the program is facing several challenges after those responsible for its administration were accused of extortion and foul play in the implementation process.
That is true. We are having what I would call these hiccups in every district where the people entrusted with administering the program are instead using it to benefit themselves fast. We had it here where we are standing now.
Minister of State for Tesa Affairs Dr. Kenneth Ongala Obote condemned the actions of officials who allegedly prioritized themselves instead of intended beneficiaries of the program.
I am equally entitled to benefit from that money. I am entitled. But would it be right, morally, for me to benefit fast? I am a sitting member of parliament, I am a minister. It is assumed that I am really not, if my life is going to fall apart or change, it is not going to be because of that money.
Ongalo said the primary beneficiaries of the program have been left out in some districts.
We have also heard of some parishes where they have left out the really old, the people who were in the guidelines as being the primary first beneficiaries. They have left them out, and someone is trying to benefit his wife or his son, you know, who is maybe 20, 30 years, and leaving out an old man, old woman of 80 years. We've also heard of instances where after the money was paid out, I think some of the beneficiaries used the mobile numbers of some of these leaders. We have heard of those cases where you know, somebody gives a beneficiary 200,000, they remain with 4.8 million.
He warned the people of Teso sub-region against undermining the program, saying it is the government's final opportunity to fight poverty in Teso sub-region.
The people who are benefiting are the ones who should be telling us where they are getting problems from, where they are running into problems. And I can assure you, the mandate that we have is not again to waste time talking to such a person. Just grab them and take them in right away. But we cannot do that where there is a willing giver and a willing taker.
Oko Joseph, UBC.
Why?
Uganda believes lenacapavir is a game changer, offering 99% protection against HIV and expected to reduce new infections from 37,000 annually to less than 10,000 people by 2030. Vincent Bagambe, Director of Planning and Strategic Information at the Uganda AIDS Commission, confirmed this during a press briefing on the rollout of this medicine in Uganda.
Lenacapavir is an expensive HIV prevention injection given once every 6 months. Due to its high cost and limited supply, it is prioritized for people at high risk of acquiring HIV.
It's an expensive drug, so for now, government and partners can't afford to give it to everybody. And that's why we have targeted to give it to people at high risk of acquiring HIV. This includes people who engage in multiple sexual relationships, like commercial sex workers, the female sex workers, like people in discordant relationships. One is HIV positive and the other one is negative, but they have a formal relationship, non-formal relationship. Those can also be protected by lenacapavir. Like pregnant women who are at risk.
However, observers say some people outside the target group are accessing lenacapavir, leaving those at high risk unable to get it.
But so far from our observation, we are seeing those who are empowered enough are being the first in that queue. But we hope that we can get everyone to access lenacapavir.
When I went to the hospital there at Murago, at Mapi, and I approached my doctor, it was like the doses are not there. They gave them 2 doses. They were like 40 doses. So I failed to get the service at the hospital.
The Ministry of Health acknowledges limited doses amid growing demand, but says efforts are underway to increase supply across 1,003 health facilities.
But as we talk, there's a global move to have generics, which are cheap. And Gilead has licensed a number of pharmaceuticals to produce generics. So by the end of 2027, we are going to have...
Lenacapavir is available to people weighing at least 35 kilograms and at high risk of acquiring HIV.
Mukono region has emerged overall winner of the 2026 National Science Fair, scoring 32.8% points in the 2-day competition held at Kololo Secondary School. The annual exhibition, organized by the secondary school and mathematics teachers SESAMAT program on behalf of the Ministry of Education and Sports, attracted participants from 24 regions, with learners showcasing innovative science projects aimed at solving real-life community challenges.
The annual National Science Fair 2026 exhibition has closed with Mukono region emerging overall best with 32.8 points, Ushenyi region in the second position with 31 points, Wakiso Kalangala region securing the third position with 28.6 points. Presiding over the closing ceremony, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education and Sports, Dr. Kedwe Tuliagenda, said that the quality of students' innovations continues to improve every year, demonstrating that competence-based teaching is taking root in schools.
What I've seen today and what I've seen in the past is evidence that you young people are highly innovative, you are very brilliant, there is a bright future for you, and therefore this is just a test of what you can do.
She commended the First Lady and Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Kataha Museveni, for championing reforms which promote practical science education.
I want to appreciate our Minister, the First Lady and Mama, who has spearheaded a lot of reforms in the education sector, including the new secondary curriculum that is competence-based.
And so today, when we have this twin achievement of celebrating STEM as the solution, STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And like my colleague mentioned, all these endeavors through education as a sector are shooting into the Vision 2040 of transforming the economy from a peasantry, subsistent economy to the middle income status. And technology is one of the enablers, one of the buttons that will lead us to that.
Dr. Tuliagenda urged the learners to continue refining their innovations through research to make them market ready and commercially viable.
That we used to make shoe polish. So shoe polish, our shoe polish is made from polythene bags.
Let's go back and say, how do I now continually improve this so that it becomes a product for money? Go back and share with those who stayed back of what you have learned. Even as you visited your neighbors, you must have learned something.
Educationists credited the SESAMAT program for driving science, technology, and innovation in schools.
I appreciate that SESAMAT team for coordinating. I appreciate the ministry group for the support that you give them. I appreciate the heads of institutions for the work you're doing on every day, and especially what you contributed towards this exhibition.
This one is a mechanical thing, a mechanical safe. It doesn't use electricity, and safety is guaranteed when you use it.
Crispus Adinitwe reporting for UBC.
Thank you so much, Crispus. Radio broadcasters have commended government for the liberalization of radio broadcasting since 1993 as the shift that expanded access to information across the country, empowering rural communities and promoting social transformation. The chairperson, Rural Broadcaster Association, Julius Tumusimi, points out that broadcasting in local languages has allowed isolated rural communities to have easy access to information.
Remains Uganda's most dominant and accessible medium, with more than 300 stations nationwide. According to Ipsos Uganda, 82% of Ugandans listen to radio, with an estimated 10.3 million people tuning in every day.
The number is 10.2 million listeners. As we go on, everything you can see from the numbers, radio, yeah, the people who listen to radio is quite significant. Yeah? So really it's not there. That says work. In fact, it's more alive than ever.
Broadcasters say the 1993 liberalization of Uganda's airwaves expanded access to information, especially in rural communities, through local language broadcasting.
Radio is strong, and the foundation of this strength are the local radio stations. Because of their proximity to the communities, yes, because of language, of cultural fit. And this is a very good starting point to survive in
media for advertisers, because up countries there, majority don't have the mobile phones. Digital is around town, and even those phones digital they use. So radio is still very relevant. Used in Uganda now, like up country, we have over 200 radio stations. Different 200 radio stations competing for advert. Actually, that's why I can say I thank ears for really coming. And
the East Africa Radio Advertising Services has been critical in bringing rural radio broadcasters together to combine forces to attract advertisement.
What we are doing as an innovation at EARS is that we are aggregating the audience of rural radio to make it relevant for advertisers. Because without advertising revenue, radio cannot survive. Media has a challenge to survive.
Broadcasters say increased advertising investment will enable rural radio stations to remain financially sustainable while continuing to provide millions of Ugandans with reliable information, education, and public awareness.
Technology is reshaping the future of education, but experts say closing the digital divide remains essential to ensuring that no learner is left behind. At the Edify Uganda EdTech Exhibition 2026, held at Makerere University, educators, innovators and faith-based school leaders explored how digital tools can transform Christ-centered education.
The exhibition brought together 26 Edify-supported schools equally divided between primary and secondary levels. Students showcased innovative, homegrown technology solutions designed to address real classroom challenges, highlighting the growing role of digital skills in education. Representatives from UNESCO emphasized that emerging technologies, including robotics, are essential to transforming education at every level, from pre-primary through to higher education.
We situate technology as one of the key elements and tools that is needed in order to facilitate learning. Learning across the various streams, from the pre-primary, primary, secondary, and to higher institutions. We do believe as UNESCO that technology, robotics, is very important to advance learning.
Edify Uganda Country Director Josephat Bazira said the initiative is equipping learners with critical thinking, creativity and problem-solving skills through school technology clubs.
Annual EdTech exhibition. It brings together schools that are participating in our Edify EdTech trainings. So They come, after they go through the different trainings in their schools, they are required to develop a solution to a problem that they have. So the purpose of this event is basically to show young people that they can create solutions for the problems that affect them.
26 schools, 13 primary and 13 secondary, up from 20 last year. And these schools were able to come here and showcase how to use various technologies. Mainly, we've looked at robotics, we have looked at multimedia, we have looked at website and apps which are being created by learners.
Using programming platforms such as Scratch, Meetup, Inventor, Python and JavaScript, students developed interactive applications aimed at addressing academic challenges and promoting mental well-being. Participants also called on developers to create more faith-based digital content, arguing that today's digital space is saturated with entertainment-focused applications.
So the reason why we came up with this project, based in robot learning assistant, is because we find that many learners, they are outside the community, churches and other things, they lack of getting some AI assistant or other helpers.
To that problem is the robot is an AI-powered learning assistant that helps learners by answering questions, teaching memory verses, reading prayers and reading printed words using a camera. We came up with this app to solve the problem of obesity.
Outstanding innovators were rewarded with laptops, projectors and television sets to support their continued innovation. Organizers say integrating technology into the education system today is key to preparing a highly skilled and future-ready workforce.
And after the setup preparation we shall be having
MTN voice bundle. Load. Hey. Hello, Mama. Hey, it is me, your son, Opio. Hey, now, Mama, listen to me. MTN has the offer. Yes, it has the offer. You load from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Now, they have free MTN to MTN minutes. And those minutes are there all day. So you load, you'll thank me later. Hey, Mama.
Load an MTN voice bundle between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. and get 3 free MTN to MTN minutes valid all day. Dial *100 *21# and get your free minutes bully daily. Free or fire with free minutes from MTN. Together, our connection is unstoppable. MTN.
What if accessing government services became easier, faster and closer to you? Introducing Service Uganda Centers, a new initiative designed to bring key government services closer to the people under one convenient location. Less movement from office to office, less unnecessary travel, better access to services and information. At the Service Uganda Centers, citizens will be able to access national ID services, passport processing, business registration, land and revenue services, and more, all in one convenient location. Whether you are in the city or a country, Service Uganda Centers are being designed with you in mind. Enjoy faster service, professional guidance, and a seamless customer experience. This is an initiative of the Government of Uganda, digitally powered by the National Information Technology Authority Uganda, NITA, under the Uganda Digital Acceleration Project Government Network. Service Uganda Centers, bringing services closer to the people.
MTN voice bundle. Load. Hey. Hello, Mama. Hey, it is me, your son, Opio. Hey, now, Mama, listen to me. MTN has the offer. Yes, it has the offer. You load from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Now they have free MTN to MTN minutes. And those minutes are there all day. So you load, you'll thank me later. Hey, Mama.
Load an MTN voice bundle between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. and get 3 free MTN to MTN minutes valid all day. Dial *100 *21# and get your free minutes bully daily. Free or fire with free minutes from MTN. Together, our connection is unstoppable. MTN.
They share an office. Some work in the day, some at night. What they have in common: focus, dedication. That's what makes them champions. They also share something else: the reward of being one. The official beer of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Not for persons under the age of 18. Drink responsibly.
We'll come back from that short commercial break. From the business desk, staff of the Office of the President have been urged to join the Office of the President Employees Circle to improve their financial well-being by accessing affordable financial services. The call was made during the Circle's annual general meeting, where members reviewed its performance and discussed plans for future growth. Mutoni Hilda reports.
Patron of PESACO, Haji Yunus Kakande, has urged members to invest in income-generating activities to boost their incomes and achieve long-term financial stability. The annual general meeting also reviewed the Circle's financial performance, with members noting growth in savings and share capital, although loan uptake remains low.
All staff in the Office of the President, RDCs, Deputy RDCs, Assistant RDCs, police analysts, administrators, and other cadres to join OPSACO and enjoy the many benefits that come with membership. A larger membership base strengthens the OPSACO, increases the financial capacity, and enhances members' opportunities to build wealth and prepare for secure retirement.
The institution posted a surplus of 134.3 million for the year ending December 31st, 2025, up from 59.8 million recorded in 2024, a performance attributed to increased membership and prudent financial management.
This positive trend was driven by growth in our membership, our savings, our share capital, and loans disbursement. You've seen and heard the financial details. The SAC also continued to improve its savings and credit products, thereby addressing a wide range of members' financial needs.
Members adopted resolutions aimed at strengthening the SACCO's financial position, including distributing 60% of the annual surplus to members, while investing the remaining 40% in interest and government bonds. The meeting also considered the establishment of a welfare fund, with members proposing a contribution of Uganda shillings 10,000 to support bereaved families. A representative from the Bank of Uganda urged the SACCO to strengthen its lending policies and manage loan exposure to safeguard members' savings.
We deduct at source. Is there a way members can just be able to deduct at source? Or you members, you go at will any day you want and then put there? And we are going older. That's the truth.
Concentrate on buying of shares, concentrate on savings, and also encourage members to borrow. And borrowing also helps the welfare of members, because we are looking for cheap money. Outside there we are being fleeced. So if we are given at 1%, it is also benefiting us as members.
The Office of the President Employees Savings and Credit Cooperative Organization has grown to more than 300 members, with a total capital of about 1.2 billion. Its leadership says expanding membership, promoting a savings culture, and investing in productive ventures will strengthen the institution and improve the financial well-being of the Office of the President staff. Mutoni Hilda.
And from the sports desk, as Uganda joins the rest of the world in preparations to mark World Drowning Prevention Day on July 25th, stakeholders are intensifying efforts to reduce drowning incidents through water safety education. We have a detailed report from John Band Center. Sorry about that technical glitch, but the story is about the upcoming event to commemorate World Drowning Prevention Day on the July 25th of this month. We'll have more details on that. Still with the sports news, Uganda will yet again have participation in weightlifting at the Commonwealth Games that get underway in 12 days in Glasgow, Scotland. Our reporter tells us who participated and who is going to participate and when.
Davis Nyoita has for the past few months been undergoing intensive training in Kisugu in readiness for the upcoming Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, Scotland. From the look of things and the kind of training he has undergone, he expects nothing but success on his second appearance at the Games.
Clean and jerk, that's where I put much emphasis, and also to work on to power into my legs and to increase into my strength in legs, and so that I can high climax my total.
Currently ranked African #2 in the men's under 55 category, Nyoita will open his hunt for a medal with a lift in the snatch 100 kilograms before proceeding to the clean and jerk 130 kilogram event with sights on achieving the maximum 230 kilogram mark. Nyoita confirms he has improved a lot since the last Commonwealth Games, with a silver medal performance at the 13th African Games a pivotal impetus that will propel him to success. After the Birmingham Games, Nyoita has also taken part in the Islamic Solidarity Games and participated in several world championships like in Norway, Saudi Arabia and Colombia that his technical team believe have prepared him well and also instilled confidence.
We prepared for this for a very long time. As you see, weightlifting, somebody needs time to progress. So I've been preparing this for, since last year I've been preparing them for this, and he has reached where I want him, the level where I want him, and he's going to do the weights. I was calculating for him, and he has already done it. So right now we're finalizing and we're testing. He's ready.
Uganda will send about 55 athletes from 8 federations that will contest in 10 sports disciplines at the Games that start on July 23rd, 2026.
And that's all we had for you tonight. Thank you so much for being a part of UBC News Tonight, today on the 11th of July, 2026. You can stay tuned for more programming coming your way, including the World Cup that will have a match at 12 a.m. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha from the team, and I have a good night and God bless. Bye-bye.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.